Thank you very much, Steve. I wanted to share, first and foremost, the vision for Leading Peers. Our vision is to be the world's most trusted and transformative community for growth-minded CEOs. So it's a really big dream that we have. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately, and that's why we show up early. This is our member count, and the figures up to 2025 are fact. This is a projection for next year. It shows you how much we really desire to keep growing the way we have been. Our mission is empowering CEOs to unlock their full potential so their people and businesses thrive. And I know the importance of this myself because I founded Leading Peers because I was looking to join an organization like it, and I searched high and low and couldn't find it. Couldn't find the one that had the qualities that I was looking for. So I said, there's a gap in the market. There's a need. Here's the first thing we bring to our members: clarity and confidence in your vision, both personal and professional. For CEOs of small businesses, their personal vision has to come first. Their business vision has to align with what they want to achieve. If they want to exit their business so they can move to North Carolina, and I'm not saying Gerald will exit her business up there because she won't, but if they wanted to do that, their business strategy needs to adapt to that. They have to think of succession. They have to think of maybe selling the business. They have to think of maybe passing it on to their employees. So the business vision has to align with their personal. We help our members gain clarity and confidence in what they're trying to achieve. Second of all, trusted guidance to make tough decisions in both business and life. You know, life is not easy, and I don't think it's meant to be easy. I don't think the game was designed that way. I think it's designed to be challenging, and I see challenges as a good thing. It's what helps us grow. So we want to make sure that when you make those hard decisions in your life, that you do it, and that was a hard decision, I'm sure, Gerald. You do it with trusted guidance, people that you can trust, people you can bring those situations to. The third thing we bring to our members is peer support to overcome challenges and seize new opportunities. Growth only comes in business when you seize new opportunities, like when you joined BNI. That was a new opportunity. Each time we start the day, we're filled with new opportunities. We want to make sure you have the right support, people who are in your corner, cheering you on. You see a boxer sit down, the three coaches around him saying, come on, you can do this, while he's getting punched in the face. That's real life. That's how it works in the business world. The fourth thing we want to bring you is accountability systems to set goals, track progress, and take action. So what you don't measure doesn't improve. And as a Dr. Luis Vicioso would say, measuring Michael Eisner's health, you need to have the metrics. What does the blood work show? In business, if you don't track your results, you have no idea where you stand. And your business could go under the very next month, even if you think you're killing it because people tell you you're great. So this is very, very important. The fifth is leadership tools to grow your business and elevate your impact. You know, you don't know what you don't know. Until somebody shares something with you, you may have never thought of it. And most people who are owning businesses don't have time to be reading a ton of books. They're lucky if they can get through a book in a month. So having people around them that says, did you know that you can do this? Did you know that you can try that? I did it. Ask me anything. I'll share it with you. Makes it really come to life. And finally, we provide our members with a safe, confidential space to navigate what matters most with fellow servant leaders. So that safety is something that's priceless. While I love this room, we get up here to talk about what's going well. And in Leading Peers, we get together to talk oftentimes about where we are struggling. And having that safe space to say, hey, this employee in my team's not performing well, or I am not motivated this month, or I'm going through a challenge at home and it's affecting my performance in our business, is priceless. All right, these are our core values. They're very different from BNI's, but at the same time, they're just as important as BNI's wonderful core values. Ours are trust, growth mindset, accountability, meaningful relationships, and servant leadership. Not going to read all of them to you, but what's important about trust is we never share false information in these meetings. We earn each other's trust, saying, these are my numbers. Maybe I'm losing money. I have to actually tell you that I'm losing money. Every member has to show their real financials at every meeting, as uncomfortable as that sounds. Growth. This is the most important thing. You hear me talking about where leaders go to grow. That's our tagline. That's our reason for existence. Well, having a growth mindset is what we look for in our members. If they don't want to be helped, we cannot help them. They have to be able to be open so that they can connect and collaborate. Third, accountability. No team can work well without it. And all of our members join a peer group. They are in a team. If they're not accountable to one another, then there's no way that they're going to show up, that they're going to be there on call when their peer needs a hand. Fourth, meaningful relationships. Just like in BNI, there's one-to-ones. We do peer-to-peer meetings where you get together and say, help me with this challenge, help me with this opportunity, and you go deep. That's where real relationships are formed. We tell our members, if you're not doing a peer-to-peer, you don't have a meaningful relationship just because you show up at a group meeting. And finally, servant leadership. We believe business is a force for good. You can have a for-profit company and do good in the world as long as your mission is to serve. We want to make sure that our members are people who are leading their companies to help the world become a better place. So we've got 5 programs. They're all bundled together in our membership. So all of our clients are really just members to ours. We don't think of them as clients. They're our members. And they all are in the same category. The first thing that they get that's included in their membership is a peer board. A group of 8 people that get together, up to 8 people, once a month, but that exists in between that monthly meeting and the next one. They have a group chat, they have quarterly socials, they do peer-to-peer meetings with each other. This is a recent board social. You might recognize somebody in the group. This was last week. I was right there. I'm the board leader of peer board number 1 that started 5 years ago. We had a great social. Peer-to-peer meetings, the one-to-ones that I was talking about, where you have those deep conversations with people on your board. Expert workshops. We're doing 11 workshops a year. This is your training program to become a better CEO, so you don't have to go get an MBA. The MBA is not designed for CEOs. It's designed for people to work in large corporations. So this is the real school for CEOs. Networking events, just like what BNI does, but for our members and other CEOs that want to maybe meet our members and potentially see if they're a good fit. We're doing them all the time. I just mentioned the one next week on Wednesday in Palm Beach, but we're doing 10 per year now. 6 in South Florida, 4 up in Central and West Florida. And finally, member networks. We've got different groups within Leading Peers, kind of like our power teams here, but they're on things like artificial intelligence, for instance, or it could be on marketing, and we're getting together to learn more. It could be company finances. And so here you get to meet a lot of people in other peer boards. So not everybody can join Leading Peers, but we make it pretty darn accessible. If you own a business where you are the chief decision maker of a business maybe owned by somebody else, but you're the head of the operation, you can join as long as your business has over $250,000 in revenue in the last 12 months. That's all it takes. Or if in your past life, at some business you once ran, it did over $1 million of annual revenue. That's it. It's not too much. Member dues, every member pays the same, $360 a month. The price is in our website. It's transparent. You pay as you go. There's no enrollment fee when you join. There's no penalty if you leave. You don't have to pay months in advance. You can't pay a year in advance. You pay as you go. We want to make sure everybody's getting value every time they renew their membership each month. Finally, how we are different from other organizations that do what we do. First, our peer boards are led by a facilitator who is a CEO. He's or she has walked in the shoes that our members are in. You get a small group of just 7 to 8 people maximum, plus your board leader, so that you really have time to be heard and to contribute what you have to say. We want to make sure that you can go to an interview with a board. If you don't think it's the right one for you, you can go to another interview so that you have that right board fit. And we want to let our members choose who gets into their peer board. All of these things are different from how everybody else is doing it. So we'll never impose a member on a group that doesn't want them because they're sharing a lot of private information and being held accountable by these people. They're getting peer coaching monthly from those peer-to-peer meetings that we match them with, and we make sure that those happen. Our meetings are 3.5 hours long, not a full day commitment. We want to make sure people have time to also do other things like make decisions for their business after the meeting. We have multiple formats. We have our meetings in Spanish or in English. We have it online or we have it in person. We've got 21 boards right now, and there's all the formats so you can choose the one that's right for you. Entrepreneur-friendly access. So if you're below $1 million in revenue, you can't get into any other CEO peer group community. We have a spot for you as long as you're over 250,000. And we have built-in accountability and fair, transparent pricing. So finally, here's our team's goal, is to help you unlock $25 in additional revenue for every $1 invested on member dues on your first year as a member, and $100 in additional revenue for every $1 invested on member dues by your fifth year as a member. That brings me finally to say thank you so much, BNI. BNI Legacy, for fueling the growth of leading peers, and join me on this one, where leaders go. Thank you.